Hello, everyone, and welcome to JoJo's Mojo, where we have Andi Anderson with us today. Welcome, Andi. How are
Thank you.
you?
I'm doing amazingly well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you. I'm Mupo awesome. Thank you so much. I wanted
Yes,
to ask you one question. How did we meet?
we met, I believe, 2021 during a John Talarico's course, and I have been following you ever since. I love your energy. I love everything about you, and God has blessed me to understand in this moment you had purpose in my path. So I am grateful to be here on your show today.
That is very powerful. We'll use the P words.
Powerful, yes. Yes.
There you go. So, when we come back from the commercial break, we're going to talk more with Andi. Welcome back, everyone, to JoJo's Mojo. I have Andi here with me. Welcome back, Andi. I want to ask a little bit about your background, where you come from, and your story. So you can begin.
Well, I'm a little country girl from about 100 miles of Atlanta, Georgia. That's where I reside now. I'm from Columbus, Georgia, Muskogee County, and I've been here since I was 9 years old in Atlanta. I graduated from Southwest DeKalb High School, which is like one of the top high schools in Decatur, Georgia. And from there, I went to dental school, and I have 29 years of dental history under my belt. Being in the dental field, I remember hearing you say, I wanted to change the world and protect people from the buttholes. I have had a lot of people tell me keep my mouth shut. They didn't want to hear what I had to say. They didn't respect my opinion. And I've even had someone compliment, not nicely, on my hair, but I went through those things for 29 years. And right before the pandemic, I said, I've had enough. I was done with it. And I've seeked out to be an entrepreneur, which someone else discovered my talents. They called me a serialpreneur. So I wear many hats, and I'm grateful because stepping out on faith, wanting to open a business for myself, be in business for myself, it takes more than one stream of income. So that's a part of my story. I am single, no children. It's Valentine's Day. I am looking for him.
But you love
He's
yourself
looking for me.
first.
He's looking for me. Exactly. That's what to say. He's looking for me. I just wanted to be cute when he saw me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, he's out there.
He's out there. He's out there.
It's just not time.
It's definitely not time. I thank God for that time. I'd rather be patient and wait on someone that just not only learns to love me, but I want to be able to love them back. I hear a lot of people say they settle with relationships of loving someone loving them more. And I don't want to be in a relationship where I tolerate someone or they tolerate me. I want mutual love. So yeah, I'll be patient.
Yeah, patience is a virtue. That's what I
It,
was taught. And
it,
sometimes when I'm with my customers and they're throwing fits, I said, patience is a virtue and they should be quiet.
exactly.
Everybody
Exactly.
needs to learn a lesson and we can say it. We just have to say it in a certain way.
In a certain way. I'm learning that. That has definitely been the challenge because I shoot from the hip, as they say, very outspoken. I feel, especially if you're over 21, there's no need to sugarcoat it. And with kids, they've always been brutally honest with me, so I'll be brutally honest with them.
I love
but
that.
but people don't respect that. receive it that way. And there has always been some issues sometimes when I spoke up. So what I'm learning in this phase is conflict resolution.
Yes, and the how-tos and the tools. Speaking of tools, what is the one thing you use when you're working with somebody that can be difficult?
My prayers, God, get me through this moment, keep my mouth shut if it needs to be, or if it's that hour that I need to speak, tell me what to say. But I try to use the tool of being compassionate, the tool of being understanding, and the tool of being real and fair. Because it's not always about me, it's not always my way. And you have to meet people where they are. Even if I have a point of view and an understanding, if they're not where I am, you have to be patient again to resolve.
Yes,
So I'm
yes, that's good. When I do my interviews, I ask people to tell us a little bit more of what your bottom was and how you rose to the top, because we're doing great things here on Mupo Entertainment. You just became a part of Mupo Entertainment. But in order for us to grow and to help other people, we have to understand what they've been through. Everybody's had a bottom. So tell us a little bit about your bottom.
wow. Choke me up with that one. My bottom, JoJo, is I'm sitting in it. What you don't see around me is I'm living with my parents. I stepped out on faith June of last year, creating my path, walking in my faith, trusting God, trying to do my best at being a presenter and believing and not just loving God. I walked away from a 6-year relationship when I came home. So that was my bottom because I've never been in a situation where I had to depend on anybody, including my parents. I've always been kind of like the matriarch of my family. So to say it's a bottom, but it's the bottom where you learn. And I'm just grateful that God put me here because he helped structure what I'm supposed to do as I grow. And that's what you did for me with welcoming me into Mopo Entertainment, with reaching back and grabbing me and taking me and moving me forward. That's a part of my mission for people that want to step out on faith, that people that don't have an option, for people that don't understand or been told they can't. I hope they see me in my bottom, which I hope I still look amazing, and know that you can rise, you can be successful.
And you are beautiful. The one thing I want to point out is that, Andy, is that you have courage. And we talk down to ourselves, and it's not a good thing. So we have to put different voices in our head when we're at that point. So this morning, I was listening to motivational speaking, motivational messages. What's your favorite motivational message?
The song, actually, when I first had the opportunity to speak 10 minutes, I had 10 minutes of fame to speak to Les Brown. And I remember sitting in the living room with my dad, and he was watching Midnight Soul Train. And Gladys Knight came on with this nice bumblebee yellow black trim jumper, and she was singing the song for You're the Best Thing That Ever Happened to Me. For the rest of that day, that song stuck with me. And it's not a spiritual song, but I remember going to the car where I would normally have to go to get my quiet time, because as you hear, stuff's still going on around me. um, I was sitting there and I said, Lord, this song is stuck in my head, but I was talking to him. What is it that you want me to say? I have 10 minutes. What is it that you want me to say to the world? And basically the song said, if anyone should write my love story, my life story, I want them to know the best thing that ever happened to me. And the best thing that ever happened to me is God. So that has been like I put it on repeat. It's been my highly motivated go. This is what I turn to. It helps me understand my relationship with God. And I didn't realize Les Brown was a whole husband till later on. So I was like, look at God, you know? So that's like one of my greatest to go tos for motivation. Music. I love music. I think music is a great motivational piece.
Yeah, they do call it the universal language, because no matter what you speak, you can enjoy it.
You can enjoy it. That's the truth. Yes, I love
Definitely. That. Well, that's what life's all about, right?
Yes. Yes.
It's a mixed bag, but we have to focus on the positive.
That's it. So true.
So the next thing I want to talk about is our project, Women of the Power Voice.
Whoo, yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, again, somebody reached back for me. I'm holding this book because I just received my book maybe 3 days ago, my order. And on this journey, God has guided me. I know a lot of people say you have to have a plan. Well, this wasn't my plan. However, I understood what he was calling me to do at like age 19, and I ran from it.
Mhm.
So when I was given the opportunity from John Talarico's class to speak in front of Les Brown, John Uguhulu did a summit. He chose me as one of the 25 speakers, went there, and I met a mutual friend, another awesome spirit in our book, Pele Inspired. Said, hey, there's this group. We're going to do a Women of the Power Voice, women from the Power Voice class. I would love for you to join. She's been a blessing. She's been amazing. She pulled me in this seat. All I have to say, in this seat, it has been very difficult with minimum funds. So this challenge was basically to keep my head focused and simply say yes. That's all God wanted me to do, was show up. I showed up, international bestseller, Amazon bestseller. I'm still here with you, get an opportunity to know you better. This has been amazing. I really, other than the stories that heal me daily when I read them, give me encouragement, also to let me know, girl, your story ain't nothing. I ain't seen nothing. Okay, these stories are great. But to be a part of a collaboration that is healing hearts, one person at a time, around the world, has been the most amazing experience that I have in this journey.
Do you find that writing helps you grow?
Yes. Oh my God, if you could see my surrounding, I told God, I said, please, I'm about to circuit overload. He has me writing everything, but learning everything that I write is educational, because whatever I write down, whatever I've learned for that moment or that day, I write it down and I can go back and reference it and be resourceful and share it with someone else. So yes, it's very helpful. It hurts my brain sometimes, but it's helpful. Because I'm trying to learn how to structure the writing. You can write, but you have to go back and structure it as well.
Yes, but you got to write it when the ideas come to you.
Oh yes, that's the key. I thought I was getting old, but I realized God is saying, I'm giving you something real quick. And if you take the moment out to be obedient to what I'm telling you, write it down and make it plain. Because once you write it down, again, you can go back and reference it. And you've already put it not one time in the universe, but twice. You heard it, you thought it, you visioned it, and you wrote it down. Well, that's more than twice, but
There's always more steps than we think sometimes.
Yeah,
We
that's
just do it
right.
automatically. When we come back from the commercial break, we're going to talk more to Andi about her future goals and dreams.
Yes.
Welcome back to JoJo's Mojo, where we're talking to Andi. So glad to have you back. We're going to finish our wonderful show out with your goals and your dreams. What's the one thing that is firing you up right now?
The accomplishment of asking. My goal is to have my own business. 29 years in the dental field, coming into this world of pandemic, being in a field that just did not accept me because I didn't realize my inner boss was offending anyone. My goal is to have my own remote dental healthcare billing and support. I am building several different streams of income to help support that. I have joined a few business endeavors with sponsorship, with learning grants, so that I can get funds to do so, and learning what I have been taught so that I could share it with other women. So this has been an amazing journey. This is what I'm doing now. Those are my hopes and dreams. And my dream is to basically just continue to have a laptop life. Okay. I'm able to do an interview at 1 o'clock, not being at work and stressed out. I have manifest freedom of wealth and wealth to be free.
Love it. I think that's amazing.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. Well, I'm so excited for you
Thank you. I appreciate that.
because you're
And
taking the tools that you used for 29 years and putting them into your own practice, doing it the way you want, how you want. And I love that. That's what an entrepreneur is. Because when you're working with people, they want to limit you and stop you because they're afraid because of their own problems. But as we get older, they're not our problems.
right. That's so true. That's so true. And God had to tap me on that shoulder and said, when are you going to start building your dreams? Because you're continuing to help someone else build theirs and they don't appreciate it. They're expecting it. So I had to listen. And he told me if I didn't listen, I'd die. So I think that thread kind of said, okay, Lord, you got my attention. But what I
Yeah.
saying, not physically die, but die in me, because if you can't be yourself, you're not living, you're just existing. So I took heed. It's a,
Yeah,
it's a
that's-
this journey, this walk brings tears to my eyes, but in my success, in the victory that he's already shown me, that he's already promised me, hey, I'll put these shoes on and strap up again and walk again.
Good for you. And as our mentors say, the yard where we lay our head at the end of our life is a very expensive place
Yes.
because that is where dreams die.
Mr. Les Brown.
Hmm.
Going through this, I often said I could hear him talking directly to me. And this is for anyone out there. I remember his quote, if you fall, try to land on your back. Because if you can land on your back, you can look up. And if you can look up, you can get up. I love that one. I really, truly love that, because to me, when you're looking up, God says, look up to the clouds from which cometh our help. So if you can look up and just pray for that strength, just pray for him to get you through. The first verse I've ever learned, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. That combination picks me up every time.
It sure does. It's very positive.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much, JoJo, for caring for me, for reaching back for me, and sharing your time on Love Day. That's very special.
I want to thank Andi for coming on JoJo's Mojo today with me. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure.
Pleasing pleasure. And find me on Facebook. M as in Mary, G as in girl, G as in goat, I as in igloo, T as in Tom, Ville, Ville. Let's join the village, guys.
That's awesome. I love that. We are definitely sisters.
Yes, we are. We are. We are. Believe it.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining me, Andi. And anybody interested in having your own show for 52 weeks a year for a very, very low price with a lot of value from our CEO, Michelle Mupo. And it is the most amazing experience ever. I look forward to Andi having her own show to create whatever she wants in it. And it's really exciting.
It's very exciting. Again, I say thank you to you. And Michelle, thank you for understanding that we want to rock too, baby.
And you can check out JoJo's Mojo on Mupo Entertainment Saturdays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be an awesome ride.
Yes.
Let's go vroom vrooming, sister.
Vroom vrooming. We up to it. I tell Deuce Dub it in 2022.
Yes. Till next time, this is JoJo signing off. Have a Mupo awesome day, everyone.
Bye.